Jefe, toma.
Well, Toma's answers were all very genuine. Plus, he was with Shosei until late last night. If you think about when we saw the nightmare creature, the time Kozo and his two friends were together the whole time, too. They would have noticed if someone was acting, so we're back at square one. That just leaves Kokomi's team.
Al puesto de Komi. ¿Koba? ¿Estás solito?
Huh? White fur and yellow. You're here alone? Huh. Where?
Don't know about Great Yokai, but Soul Lady is behind you.
Soul Lady? Oh, as in Soul of the Deep. Okay. Wait, did you say behind us? Kokomi! A little warning next time.
Ok.
Energy?
Escribir a
The
tu
numbers
día.
you write in your
In a tree?
Encía,
Dry berry?
armario.
Oh, sorry.
No hace falta.
Yobukoban is a criminal?
¿Qué?
No, of course not. You're in the clear.
In the clear. Is good?
Y es
Good.
bueno.
What about Mizuki? Where did she go?
Ay, este. Oh, están de gritones allá. ¿Qué onda? Debe ser Miko. Au, comezón.
Something tells me a certain someone is missing me.
Huh? Miko and Mizuki.
Hello, traveler.
Yes, I left the rest to the young fellow from the Kamisato clan. At least for now, there's nothing suspicious to note.
That means the culprit didn't manage to sneak in. That's a relief.
Just like that, you let down your guard? And all it took was for me to wear her face.
The culprit? It's you!
Oh, greedy little thing. I thought we agreed on 20. Oh, it's getting harder and harder to tease you, traveler.
Oh, can you stop with the teasing then? Even I'm reaching my limit.
500 years and you're still not used to it?
At least spare me for the day. I can't take the mental torment right now. I'm running on fumes. Investigated the shogunate officials' nightmares, analyzed the traces of yokai power around Mount Yogo. Oh, and worked on some new game stages, of course.
Ok.
All in one night?
Well, I didn't want someone to ruin the Mikawa Flower Festival. But I also wanted to do my best for my part of the festival. Besides, I've talked to many patients who worked multiple jobs just to make ends meet. Compared to that, complaining about one night of hard work is a little unreasonable, don't you think?
Ok.
You're very persuasive, Kokomi. It would seem you also have a talent for clinical psychology. I'll leave it to you two then.
Sweet dreams.
Dulces sueños.
Mizuki really cares about the festival, huh? She's putting so much pressure on herself.
Perhaps she's reminded of the festivals of the past when I was just a kid, and Mizuki a young Baku. We would rush past the other yokai, desperate to get the first piece of fried tofu from the ramen stand. It would seem she hasn't forgotten, even after 500 years. You know, there's something to be said for knowing when to keep your mouth shut, little one. Well,
Hostia.
enough about the past. We must focus
Que
on
le
the matter
dijimos
at
vieja.
hand.
But you didn't notice anything suspicious, right? That should mean the culprit didn't sneak in.
That's one possibility. The other is that the culprit's transformation is even more convincing than we imagined. In that case, we need a detective with a more professional skill set. Or we need to find a way to provoke them and get their facade to crack.
But that sounds dangerous.
If the culprit is deep in disguise, a slight provocation won't completely expose them. What we need is to create reasonable doubt. Make the culprit question whether their cover is blown. As they hesitate over whether to make some kind of last stand, that is our chance.
Oh, perdón.
Oh, A didn't tell you? Allow me to show you. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Mikawa Flower Festival, it is my honor to announce an esteemed guest from Tenshukaku has agreed to take part in this year's festival. Please welcome Her Excellency, the Almighty Narukami Ogosho, God of Thunder.
Oh. Yay.
So this was your plan, Miko?
Well, not bad, right?
Wow, that was quite the entrance. Hyman can't believe she agreed to that.
Mm.
Why didn't you clue us in earlier? We wasted all that time asking pointless questions.
Lo haré lo mejor que pueda. No. Ese evento en donde... Creo que era evento o era historia. En donde Shogun... No sé quién, Sara. Compraba una estatua rarita de Shogun. Qué lindo.
Another day of hard work.
Almighty Shogun! Glory to your everlasting reign! Welcome.
¿Es en serio?
This stall looks familiar. Yet it would seem the ownership has changed hands.
Ah, you must be thinking of Tomoki. He wasn't feeling well today, so I'm filling in.
Hmm?
I see. Yet, you remind me of someone. A Doshin from the Tenryok.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
What are you looking at, eh?
The food offerings. Although this vendor seems... working? Ah. I see. I appreciate your dedication, sir.
of course. It's an honor to serve such esteemed guests.
No
Okay.
need for formalities. I'll take 3
No,
orders
no,
of
no, no
dango milk.
entendí, no entendí por qué
Right
estábamos
away.
como preocupados o
3
dudosos.
So Paimon gets one too?
Yes. I wanted to thank you for accompanying me. Without you by my side, I imagine the people here would be on edge even now. I have my reasons for being here, of course.
¿Dónde está mi chancla?
But I would
Ahí
hate
está.
to tarnish the festive atmosphere.
Oh. Este festival es para todos.
Indeed. The Mikawa Flower Festival. Hundreds of years have passed since I last partook of the festivities. Much is different this time. The people, the place, the games. Yet, the name endures, and the joy of celebration along with it. I suppose that, in itself, is a form of eternity.
Traveler, Paimon. And the almighty Shogun?
Almighty Shogun.
Mizuki! Looks like you got some much-needed rest.
Mizuki.
Yume Mizuki. Thank you for your aid earlier.
Of course. I'm always willing to help. It's my duty. I wish I could have dispelled the nightmares, but this situation is uncharted territory for me.
Even so, relieving the pain of the nightmares is no small feat. You honor the legacy of the Yumekui Baku.
So not even Mizuki could fix it? What's going on with this nightmare creature?
Let's save the difficult questions for later. Actually, I came here to ask you something. Want to come to the Isa bathhouse with me? Most of the contestants will be there. Oh, and don't worry about payment. It's my treat.
Really? Yes, let's go!
Well, game development isn't easy. Most of the contestants are exhausted and could use a break. You've been under a lot of pressure yourselves with the investigation and all, so I thought you might like to join.
Of course we would! Right, Traveler?
I will remain here. I rarely have time away from Tenshukaku, and I would like to continue perusing the stalls.
Aw, that's too bad.
Entonces yo también voy.
Ah, I almost forgot. Miko wanted to talk to you, Traveler. I'll take you to her first.
Oh? Well, why don't we all go?
Almighty Shogun, your dango milk is ready.
Mango milk, dango milk, dango
No
milk.
need, Shogun. Miko just had some quick things to go over with the judges, that's all. You and Paimon can wait here. We'll only be a minute.
Volveré pronto.
Alright, now we can talk freely.
era de esperar, Miko no está aquí.
I think something's off with the Shogun. You've been with her the whole day. Have you noticed anything? Exactly. You noticed too.
Es cierto que ella estaba como que soy está acostumbrada a seguir suena como que reacciona a gente que la fastidia, no con todas las cosas que hemos vivido en nuestra historia.
I've witnessed a lot of cases where patients, for a variety of reasons, are unwilling or unable to seek help. Unfortunately, until their emotions become so heavy, even the strongest of people collapse under the weight. I see those warning signs in the Shogun.
El show.
Humans, yokai, and archons bear the same capacity for emotion and are naturally. It's very possible that someone who appears strong on the outside has learned to compartmentalize their negative Anyway, the quickest route to curing the mind is through the heart. That's where you come in, traveler. Approaching someone in a professional capacity often makes them more guarded. But don't worry, you'll still have my help. Here, with these 2 special coupons, you can get into Isa Bathhouse after closing. Then, this is what you're gonna do.
Finally, you're back! Paimon's had 2 servings of duck.
Sorry for the wait. It sounds like the traveler has other plans, Paimon. So we'll head to the bathhouse on our own.
Huh? You're not coming? Okay. Paimon will bring you back a hot spring egg.
¿Dijo un huevo de aguas termales?
There is no need to stay behind on my behalf. If you leave now, I'm sure you can catch up. What makes you say that? If my presence makes them nervous or impedes their ability to relax, does that not defeat the purpose of going to the hot springs? I already disturbed their progress by coming to the festival. The last thing everyone needs is more distractions. As you know, this body is hardly that fragile. It can operate for another 100 years with no issue. Mortals are weak in body and mind. If there is a choice of who to bear such a burden, naturally that person should be me. What does it matter? The world is not so easily bent to one's will. What clever verbal tricks, traveler. It appears you've been spending too much time. You think you can get away with manipulating the Shogun? I wouldn't be so sure. Persistent indeed. Very well. As you proposed, we shall set out at midnight.
Así es. Tanto como trabajar como descansar es importante. Como siempre se diría, todo en exceso es malo. ¿Qué? La 21... A las 21 horas.
Well, shall we? All right. Steam replete with the scent of orchids. Water that turns the complexion. Yes, there are royal hot springs near Tenshukaku, but the plans were set in motion only after Hiragi Hiroshi introduced the Snezhnayan blast furnace to Inazuma, and that was 500 years ago. When the project was complete, I was already in the plain of Euthymia. And naturally, the body of the shogun has no need for such luxuries. The members of the Kanjo Commission were once friends with Makoto and the Kitsune Saigu. Although mere mortals, those who managed to survive back then were special individuals indeed. What makes you say that? Now I see why my officials claim that the hot springs facilitate conversation. Even I find myself divulging more than intended. You're correct. Following the dark disaster 500 years ago, a nightmare engulfed Inazuma. On a battlefield consumed in darkness, our soldiers fought against dark forces, creatures capable of possessing people and trapping them in nightmares. Even the Yumekui Baku could do nothing to wake them. Perhaps not. The battle was intense. Those who stood up in defense of this land knew the chance of survival was slim. In the face of certain death, surely a nightmare is nothing to fear. But what if I told you this? If the person trapped in the nightmare was strong enough to overcome incapacitation, it would become a waking nightmare instead. The person would lose all capacity to distinguish dream from reality, perceiving everything in the real world as a continuation of the war, and every precious thing in life as an enemy to be annihilated. And every precious thing in life as an enemy to be annihilated.
Lo repitió.
That is a far more painful nightmare, both for the person in question and those around them.
Ay, ojalá no se escuche tanto mi hermana, te lo juro.
Yes. I unleashed Muso no Hitotachi and struck her down. No need. I have no regrets. I know it was the right decision, both for Inazuma's sake and her own. If necessary, I would do it again. Well, it's about time you two showed yourselves, yes? You—
Oh,
Ustedes dos.
before you say anything, this part wasn't me.
Well, since the cat's out of the bag, how about a hot spring tea party?
Hey!
Ah, nice and warm. No wonder the hot springs relaxed your inhibitions, eh?
So who came up with this idea?
I guess both of us?
Well, I happened to consult a certain clinical psychologist about how to get an old friend to open up. In her expert opinion, doing something new with a trusted companion in a new environment can make someone less guarded. Looks like it worked like a charm.
It's one thing to trust that Miko has good intentions, but would you let your guard down around her?
Touché.
Your concern is misplaced. I kept these matters to myself because I was unsure whether this incident is connected to the past, and I did not want to interfere with the investigation. If the investigation reached an impasse, or new clues pointed to the nightmare from back then, naturally, I would have discussed this intel with you.
Intel, huh? It appears you still don't understand why I wanted you to open up in the first place.
¿Cómo que ayuda?
Sounds like it came from outside. Let's check it out.
Oh, bueno.
Oh no! Someone's.
It seems different in some respects. Step back and allow me to examine her.
What's going on?
What happened just now? What frightened?
It's all right. With the Shogun here, nothing can. I almost fainted again. Yes. I was on my way to your restaurant. And as I was crossing the bridge, I saw someone staring at me from behind a tree. It was hard to make out their appearance in the dark, but I had a bad feeling. So I tried to take a closer look in the... And it was in that moment I thought about...
A doppelganger in Inazuma City. But we only detected traces of the nightmare around Mount
I heard that people encountered doppelgangers at Mount Yogo too! Could it be the work of some terrible... Now that we have an understanding of the situation, why don't I take you to the police station to file a report? Okay.
The situation is getting worse. If the doppelganger is limited to the festival grounds, that's one thing. But appearing on a random street in Inazuma City...
On the bright side, the victim seems okay this time.
Bad news, Shogun!
A Tenryo Commission official? What's wrong?
Another victim! At the festival! Kappa is trapped in a nightmare!
What?
But Sara and the others were keeping watch.
Make haste. Back to Mount Yogo at once.
Kappa! Kappa! Excuse me. Let me take a look.
Mizuki! Traveler! Finally, you're back!
Now is not the time to cast blame. Did anyone
We split up for just a second, and the next thing we knew, he was on the ground.
Oh, it must be some terrible... How is he, Mizuki?
It's strange. I can't perceive his nightmare. It's almost like he's not there at all.
The yokai! It must be getting stronger!
Kappa, oh, please don't die.
Hostia.
No. It was I who underestimated the enemy. I who allowed us to continue the festival. Sara, what is the status of the other contestants and staff? Good. By decree of the Shogun, I declare that the Mikawa Flower Festival is...
Wait.
What is it, Miko?
You're being too hasty, eh? I understand your concern for the people, but I urge you to think this through, or we risk playing into the enemy's hand. Considering your history with nightmares, you have better cause than anyone to exercise caution. But you...
Explain.
Call it intuition. If you want the truth, perhaps Doshin Shikanoen could shed some light. I believe there's...
Hola, madre.
That...
Personas distintas. Ok. No soy muy detective, que digamos, pero ok. Ok, no me esperaba eso.
Kappa is made of wood?
No wonder I couldn't sense the nightmare.
I see. So the doppelganger infiltrated the festival as Kappa and is currently hiding in Inazuma City.
Kozo and his two friends were together the whole time, too. They would have noticed if someone was acting weird. It's a Bakedaniki!
Kikaku! Kikaku! Run!
Tetsunosuke?
Aren't you supposed to be in...
Leave you two by yourselves?
No fight!
Ok, son tanukis.
Bakedaniki! Those little terrors! Come on, let's go after
¡A
them!
por ellos! ¡Métele turbo a la mierda! ¿De dónde salen estas cosas? ¡Auch!
Nothing's working!
Little rascal!
You wish!
Transform! Stupid humans! You can't see me. You can't see me. I'm up on fire.
Tetsunosuke, you idiot! Don't tell them the three of us turned into bonfires!
Hear that, Traveler? Bonfires!
Ouch! Transform!
They're gone again! Oh, what are they this time? Some kind of stuff.
Acá hay uno. Acá hay otro.
Kichiro, protect us!
Y hay uno más por aquí. ¡Pam!
Save us, Tsukumo!
Y yo estaba golpeando todas las antorchas.
We're almost rid of them.
Tengu was flying.
Tengu, why are you helping the humans?
Shogun? That's the leader of the humans.
Shogun sent people to steal our land. Shogun is bad.
Calm yourself, Sarah. Let's hear them out.
Shogun sent humans to steal our home.
And the Mikawa Flower Festival. Shogun is making yokai serve the humans.
Serve the humans? He's not talking about the game development, is he?
Shogun even forced Great Baku Yokai to work all night.
Oh, you mean yesterday? That was my choice, actually.
Jeez, where are these ideas coming from?
Stay back!
Humans want to enslave us again.
Hold on. Something's not right. We should try a different approach.
No need. I know what's wrong. They're trapped in...
What are you doing? Trying to put Tetsunosuke to work?
Kinkaku doesn't want us.
Servitude, enslavement. These might sound like ridiculous misunderstandings to us, but that is their reality right now.
Ah,
A world of despair and fear, where enemies lurk at every turn, devoid of even a single shred of light.
okay.
So, they're sleepwalking? How do we wake them up?
If we knew how, we would have done so back then.
Give us your worst. Kinkaku will never leave the Tanuki path. Kinkaku will die before serving you.
Truly?
What are you doing? No, don't!
The humans are everywhere. We can't hide.
How long have we been hiding? 100 years?
No idea. If Ioroi was still around...
Shh, quiet!
This is a fine piece of land. The grain yield should be exceptional.
Remember to check for traces of yokai in the surrounding area. By order of the Shogun.
By order of the Shogun, we are to exterminate all yokai that cross.
Why so hasty? We should leave some alive.
Hey, you know about the Mikawa Flower Festival, right? I heard 50% of the profit is going to the development.
Oh yeah, the festival for humans. The festival for humans, and humans alone. The yokai have had their fun. It's our turn now.
Okay.
That's right. We should put them to work.
They're known for their
Okay.
How could they do that?
O sea, sé que esto es su pesadilla para ellos, pero es muy chistoso el sonido de las voces. ¿Qué se trata?
What is that?
What the fuck?
Hey, are you alright? Yoko, Kappa, hold on! We're coming!
The yokai and the humans are unconscious?
The same thing happened.
The Mikawa flower...
This yokai.
No, if we don't make it to the Mikawa flower... Boss Tama...
The humans are coming for us. We're gonna...
We infiltrate the Mikawa Flower Festival.
But how do we get...
Boss Toma is...
How about...
Okay.
Traveler! Traveler!
Are you all right, Traveler?
Huh? The nightmare is gone.
The Mikawa Flower Festival! The humans are
Ok, entonces la situación es que creían que el evento de hoy, o sea, el evento de los jueguitos y así, era para esclavizar a los yokais y romper sus zonas de ganado y la madre.
Hitotsume Kozo and the others should be a Kitsuyuge experts. But this time, Toma did all the work. Paimon can't believe we missed something so suspicious.
Sí,
Oh, you're saying Paimon's deductive reasoning is Hazel level.
Based on your description, Traveler, it's possible these Bakedanuki have been in hiding for 500 years. Sounds like they know Ioroi, too. Why don't we ask him? It's not far.
The protector of the grove. It's been 500 years since our last meeting. Sarah, Hazel, return to the festival to keep watch. The doppelganger incident has been resolved, but the threat of the nightmare remains. I will handle the meeting with Ioroi myself.
Excelencia. Perdón, su excelencia. A ver. Iori. Pero darle las nalgadas a estos yokais groseros.
Oh, keep it down. Bringing all these people at this hour. Don't you know even statues need to sleep? Shogun, I bow before thee. No, wait, shoot, I'm still a statue.
All is well, Ioroi, hidden protector of the grove.
Ah, that would be because when Ioroi tried to pluck a naku weed from the Imperial Garden, A nearly split him in two.
Keep it to yourself, you meddlesome kitsune.
Ioroi, I wish to ask you something.
Anything, Shogun. Absolutely anything. It is my honor to answer.
Suck up.
You could have at least slowed down a little. It took forever to convince them to come with me.
Oh, it's Yora! The humans really did kill you!
Your body is stone!
Huh? I am not dead!
Not dead?
This? Ioroi? The human...
Wait, this must be Kinkaku, Ginkaku, and Tetsunosuke! You weren't sealed away?
When the humans, Kabuto Harunosuke, came to hurt us.
We ran and hid. The humans searched and searched. So many friends couldn't move. Our yokai powers were getting weaker.
So we decided to escape the human just as the great Bakedanuki Tsukumo taught us, by digging a hole in the ground! That's when we uncovered a horn filled with yokai power! It restored our power! And then we made the human go, oh,
and by,
we tricked him and ran.
So, you didn't actually beat him up at all?
We've been using the horn to hide ever since. But there are too many humans. It's getting harder to...
A horn full of yokai power. Could that be the source of the nightmares? The reason the Bakedanuki are... If the horn contained the fragment of a nightmare, using its power to hide would spread the nightmare to them. That means the Bakedanuki have been trapped inside this state of anxiety for 500 years.
Ha! I could have told you that nothing good would come from that horn. Using external power is against the Tanuki path.
We strayed from the path?
But the horn helped us hide from the humans. The humans tried to take our land.
On the contrary, the purpose of the investigation was to determine in advance if yokai were present on the land in question. Whether we avoid encroaching on yokai territory altogether, or attempt to reach a mutually beneficial agreement, a peaceful resolution was always the goal.
Oh, really?
Wait, that is what the humans said back then.
By order of the Shogun, if yokai live here, we need to discuss the proposal.
Esto es lo que dijo ese.
Ginkaku Tetsunosuke. Not all humans are bad. Yellow Fur over there helped me a great deal, you know.
Besides, the Bakedaniki were only sealed away back then because Yoroi stole that comb.
Yoroi? It's a thief? Yoroi got what he deserved. How was I to know it was used to make sacred Sakura Daifuku? I gave it back, didn't I?
So the humans were mean for no reason?
Well, if you must know, the young human and I fought. I was perhaps a tad careless, so I conceded the match. Anyway, the point is...
There he goes again, changing the subject when it makes him look...
Now you know. No human is trying to harm you.
So, it was all a nightmare.
500 years in hiding? For nothing.
It was a 500-year-long game of hide and seek. What's so bad about that?
Huh? We won?
Hey, my game of hide and seek isn't over yet.
Wow, the mind of a Bakedaniki is something else.
That nature is what isolated them from the worst effects of the nightmare and prevented them from causing any real harm. But a nightmare that's still affecting people after all this time? Who could it belong to? A horn buried under Mount Yogo.
Tainted by darkness, the Oni warrior raised her sword against the almighty Shogun. Losing an arm and a horn to the Shogun's blade, she fled into the forest, never to be seen again. A trusted lieutenant fighting against the forces of darkness, she was once devoured whole by a beast from beyond this world, with the body of a tiger and the tail of a serpent, until she tore the creature apart from within. Thus she earned the name Chio the Tigerbite, or Tora Chio.
I don't think Chio would like that name. Though she escaped the belly of the beast alive, that battle never left her. She saw the memories of her fallen comrades everywhere, slaughtered one after another, until she could no longer distinguish dream from reality. The nightmare twisted every joy in her life, her subordinates, family, and friends, into enemies in need of destruction. It was in that state, trapped in the battlefield of her mind, that she raised her sword against me on Mount Yogo. With the Muso no Hitotachi, I cut off her arm, one of her horns, and a portion of the mountain itself. I suspect that is when the horn in question was buried there.
And subsequently uncovered by 3 Bakedanuki. That means the fragment on the horn comes from Chio's nightmare.
Nightmares feed on fear and anxiety. If what the traveler saw is true, it's possible Kinkaku and the others' fear over the past 500 years allowed the fragment to gain physical form and become something akin to a Jibakure, an earthbound spirit. They move through the ley lines, but are also bound by them. That's why the traces of this entity appeared intermittently and never outside of Mount Yogo.
It would seem the fragment of this nightmare is no different from the one back then. It hates all joy and every good thing in this world. The investigation team working for a better future? Attacked. Hitotsume Kozo and his friends, kind enough to lend a helping hand? Attacked.
Yeah, and we were attacked too! Right when we were having fun with the playtesting.
Eso es lo que pasó. Lo del testeo de juegos significaba que tenía que revisar todos los tipos todos los equipos, pues si nomás revisé uno y de repente seguí la historia, por tonto.
Perhaps it needs to regain strength after your defeat. Or perhaps it is biding its time because it knows. But sooner or later, its twisted hatred will force it out of hiding, and it will move to strike its enemies.
Sus
When Kyo
enemigos
set
entre
her sights on a
comillas.
target, she was never one to waver.
Nunca se rendía. Eso es malo.
But both possibilities prove something. Nightmare fragments can be defeated, and an enemy that can be killed is one that can be split in two by the power of...
There's really no...
Mikoshi Chiyo is gone. A fragment of a nightmare tied to a severed horn. That is all that remains. The living must take precedent over the memory of the dead.
Oh, who cares about the dead anyway? I'm just trying to look out for the living.
What is that supposed to mean?
Oh, I'm just concerned about our poor Bake Danuki friend.
Huh?
The nightmare fragment has been tied to the Bake Danuki for nearly 500 years. Strike it down, and who's to say whether you take the lives of our poor friends along with it?
I beseech you, almighty Shogun, spare the young ones. It was just a momentary... oh, no. A 500...
Miko, you speak...
If you don't believe me, ask Mizuki and the Traveler. I'm sure they've encountered similar cases.
Well, yes. During my studies, both in
Then, what would you propose? This nightmare fragment is a constant threat to Inazuma. Should all other options fail...
If the fragment's hatred toward the world comes from a nightmare, then the most logical option is to get rid of the...
Right! Can't you just eat the nightmare?
The Yumekui Baku already tried that 500 years ago. Even yesterday, when faced with the corruption of the nightmare, Mizuki could only mitigate the effects.
What was impossible back then is not necessarily impossible now. I think why not use this entity's tricks against it? Combat illusions with illusions. Combat nightmares with dreams.
Is that even possible?
Don't forget, there are yokai that specialize in shape-shifting and illusions, and they happen to be right in front of us.
Where? Kinkaku doesn't see them anywhere.
Maybe they're hiding as trees? Or the wind? Fools! The Kitsune is clearly referring to the Bake Tanuki. Tetsunosuke, Kinkaku, must you be so dense?
Given their centuries-long connection to the nightmare fragment, they are perfectly positioned to create a dreamscape that the entity will be unable to distinguish from the real world.
Back then, the nightmare had little to no weaknesses. If we want to give the Bakedanuki an opportunity to strike, I assume you have a plan, Miko?
You said it yourself. Mikoshi Chiyo is gone. All that remains is a fragment of her nightmare, already broken and vulnerable. Besides, Mizuki is an old friend, one that is not to be underestimated. She has traveled the land studying dreams and is far more capable than those old fossils back then.
Oh, she just usually doesn't compliment me to my face. But Miko's right. If we work together, I'm confident we can put together a ritual to subdue the nightmare fragment.
Okay.
Once we perform the ritual, it will take some time for the barrier to take effect. Luckily for us, we have two formidable warriors on our side. Our festival representative, who also happens to have extensive experience against dark forces, and the almighty Shogun, unmatched in combat. I'm sure the two of you can buy us some time.
There's just one problem. Since this entity can pass through the ley lines, Its movements are unpredictable. If we're going to create a barrier, how can we be sure it...
The solution to that is obvious. Then naturally, a joyous occasion would be an evil beyond measure. An enemy that must be annihilated at all costs.
Okay.
So, if we want to lure it out...
The Mikawa Flower Festival!
Exacto.
What joy could possibly compare to finishing one's work right before the deadline?
I would imagine we can all think of a few. But I agree. The Mikawa Flower Festival is the most plausible target. Once the enemy appears, I will pull them into the plane of Euthymia immediately. I will not put the people in danger. Traveler, I ask that you join me there so we can subdue the enemy together.
All right. I will update everyone back at the festival and start the preparations for the ritual. I'll need your help, Mizuki. It's going to be a busy night.
Looks like an all-nighter for me.
Oh.
Well, this was your idea. Oh, and don't forget, you need to finish a little fox's...
And in a surprising twist, you were my nightmare all along.
No. Joder. ¿Qué pasó, Shogun? Ahora qué ocurre.
Traveler, during the battle tomorrow, it is imperative you know your limits. If the enemy proves too much to handle, I know. I understand your concerns, just as you know mine. We need not say any more than... one more thing. Thank you.
Y vamos por la segunda. Joder. Pero aclarando, esto fue la segunda más los desafíos completitos ya. Así que lo único que nos falta es la tercera. Y quiero ver cuánto llevamos grabando. 1 hora y media. ¿Le dejo hasta aquí o me lo acabo ya de una vez? Yo creo que hasta aquí, ¿no? Yo creo. Total, el siguiente que es una media hora también. Así que en este caso vamos a dejarlo hasta aquí, chicos. Como podríamos decirnos, no, mañana sí se... No, bueno, mañana no. Nos vemos luego si se puede. Si no, pues no. Pam 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 pam. Hostia. Bueno, ya estamos grabando, ya estamos aquí. Bien, vamos a continuar la historia. En donde nos quedamos, dijo que a las 13 horas. Así que ahí está. Del día siguiente. Ok. Ahí vamos.
All right, it's finally time for the festival. Hopefully everything goes okay. Do you think everyone completed their games? Let's go check it out.
Ya vamos, ya.
remarkably efficient, Ayato. How are things with the Tenryo Commission?
Oh, you're all here!
El automático, ahí está.
Well, it's a relief to have you all in our corner. Those in need?
I'm sure you'll run into her as you walk around. Oh, and just a reminder, you need to select the best game later tonight. Most importantly, don't forget to enjoy yourself. We need this event to be as joyful as possible if we want... Once you're done experiencing the festival, you should check in with A.
Yo ya tengo mi opción, el de ping pong. El de ping pong creo que es mi favorito.
Ah, Captain. Swordfish 2, salute.
To be honest, some Watatsumi Islanders aren't too concerned about the festival or the safety of Narukami Island.
But if they knew it was for the captain of Swordfish 2, I'm confident everyone would be here in a heartbeat.
¿Claro? Creo que no.
Huh. I never considered that angle. You possess wisdom beyond your years, Kokomi. On par with a certain other shrine maiden I know.
Mizuki! Did you get any sleep at all?
I'm fine. Sometimes you need to push past your mental limits to unleash your full potential. I've seen that many times in my line of work. I will. The good news is, the ritual is all set. That means the festival can proceed, and we can focus on realizing our vision. As for the more pressing matter, once the nightmare fragment appears, we will begin the ritual, but it needs time to take effect. You and the Shogun are the only ones who can subdue the enemy until then. Do you remember what I told you yesterday, before you left for Isa Bathhouse? Humans, yokai, and archons bear the same capacity for emotion, and are naturally susceptible to the same mental turmoil. It's very possible that someone who appears strong on the outside has learned to compartmentalize their negative emotions, and that is far from healthy. Good. I trust you won't let the Shogun shoulder this alone. Not anymore.
Uy, creo que está yendo muy mal porque está cargando el video acá, ¿verdad? Así es. A ver, vamos. Lo cancelé. ¿Qué pasó, güey?
My potted plant on the porch has died again. I was watering it every day. Ugh, don't tell me I overdid it this time.
No me quiere dejar streamear, así que supongo que no va a ver. Dice que sigo en vivo. Pero dice que no. No sé qué pasa. No, fuck. El problema es que esto se está grabando también. A la madre. Ahí estaba Yaka. No, ya no estoy. Ahora ¿me deja? No me deja. Pues ya que, pues no lo voy a hacer. No voy a streamear, ya está. No es molesto, pero sí, pues ya que.
We should take a break
Esto va a
after
ser
all that
YouTube.
running around.
Toma.
The Arataki gang rules!
Not your fault. Bakedanuki are powerful. Even Shozi couldn't smell them. Longhorn Oni is stupid. Stupid Oni really helped make game? By the way, where are the real Hitotsume Kozo and his friends? And what about Tetsunosuke and the others?
Sayu.
Don't you think this puzzle is a bit too complicated? If we make this small adjustment, it'd be a lot easier to understand, don't you think?
You're right. I never thought about it that way.
Oh, no, no. You two did all the hard work. You made it easy for me.
Yala.
When did you
Joder,
get here?
hace rato.
Oh, seems like you're a natural, Ayaka. A real game developer at heart, huh?
Oh, you remember that. Well, Brother had everything covered, so I asked Yoimiya if she could use... I'm just glad I didn't turn out to be an inconvenience.
In a jam? Because jam is sticky, and we...
Not that kind of jam. But it doesn't matter.
Traveler, Lady Guji told me about the upcoming battle. As I understand it, this is an extreme... Our thoughts and prayers are with you.
Así es, nos vamos a partir la madre contra... ¿Contra qué? ¿Qué era? No me acuerdo qué es lo que era. Bueno, vamos con la Shugu. Ay. Shugun.
Ah, it's you.
Bueno, la A.
Before battle, it is imperative to calm the mind. If you have unfinished business, see to that now. Then, come meditate.
Sigo grabando, ¿verdad? Mínimo. Sí. ¿Ella puede iniciar transmisión? No, no puede.
Since leaving the plane of Euthymia, I seem to experience this feeling more and more, whether in the markets of Inazuma or before the sacred Sakura. No, it may not be a bad thing. In the plane of Euthymia, I could not perceive the consequences of my choices. But that did not preclude. It is only natural that I would feel their effect one day. Even I have come to realize that isolating oneself from all engagement is no way to reach a true state of euthymia. I will not unleash Muso no Hitotachi this time. I can only support you in the battle ahead, using illusion against illusion, dream against nightmare. The ultimate success of this plan comes down to you, traveler.
Pasó el tiempo.
Did we do it?
The Arataki gang rule!
¿Qué pasó? No vi. ¿Qué pasó? Ah.
Prepare yourself, traveler. All right, follow me.
Así es.
To think, there would be a day when we would fight in the plain of Euthymia, side by side. Stay on your guard, traveler. Truth made manifest.
God of Thunder, heed our call.
Así es, te reflejo todo. ¡Mierda! ¡Te reflejo! ¡Trueno! ¡Shintong! A ver. Coño.
Shatter the night, unmask it all.
Así es, par perfecto. Shin Parry. No me salió, pero bueno. Parry, parry, parry. Truenos. ¿Qué dijo? ¿Qué tengo que hacer? ¿Qué tengo que hacer? Por la espalda. Ah, no lo reflejé. What the fuck, güey. Coño. De repente no me di cuenta de lo que estaba pasando. Pinga, pinga, pinga. Mierda, tiré ulti de personaje. Tiré la ulti de zombie. Por alguna razón. Qué mierda que ya no se pudo, o sea, subir.
God of Thunder, heed our call.
Shatter the night, unmask it all.
With your might, let illusions fall.
Okay.
Wake up, Makoshi-sama. Makoshi-sama, are you okay?
We thought you'd been eaten alive by that beast.
Mother.
Do what you must. Just save her. This nightmare, it's beyond our skill to heal. No.
A nightmare. It felt like an endless nightmare.
Sleep in peace. This time, only sweet dreams await.
For many of us, I'm sure the last few days have seen unforgettable levels of stress and fatigue. But for now, I hope we can put the past behind us and enjoy a night of pure, unadulterated fun. Now, before we kick things off, our representative will announce the award for Best Game.
El Harapsun era el del ping pong, ¿verdad? La inusual de la ilusión de clones estaba interesante, güey, pero... Muy complicado, voy a decir.
The winning team will take home a sum of prize money courtesy of the Yashiro Commission, along with the Tanuki Game Award. In addition, our special guest has the honor of announcing a special award. Shogun, if you could.
Es que es simple, desafiante y
Special
divertido.
award recognizes the team with the most immersive game. And that goes to the creators of the horror game, The Doppelganger Incident.
Huh? Oh, so it was a horror game all along!
Wow, that takes immersive to a whole new level. Baketanuki are...
I present you this award in the name of the Narukami Ogosho, and I promise you this. No human shall infringe on your...
Shogun is the...
Shogun is the best!
The whole purpose of the investigation was to avoid disturbing yokai territory. Besides, the world is a big place. Humans, yokai, there's more than enough room for all of us.
Mucha gente debe tener ese pensamiento con otras razas. Y no digo que sea malo, simplemente que es asqueroso que siga pensando, que sigan existiendo esas cosas.
But we were just there.
Hay más, ¿what? Wait, what? Hay más. ¿Cuánto llevo? Pregunta. No, sí, creo que se ocupaba algo más. Total, pensaba iniciar la historia de con personaje principal en la nueva. Jeje.
So warm. Hey, don't fall asleep in the tub.
Qué linda. ¿O lindo? ¿Era Sayu o lindo? No me acuerdo. Oh. Dejen de gritar hoy.
It's not good to get distracted during a match, brother.
Ya gané. O sea, valiste madre ese gato.
Oh, okay. Go easy on me, traveler.
Boss, the Mikawa Flower Festival was a huge success for us. We had 3 times more visitors than usual. Based on what we've made so far, I think we'll be able to make...
That's great news! We might even beat Yai Publishing.
Oh, You look pleased about something.
Oh, it's nothing.
¿Tú qué? ¿Tú qué haces aquí?
I
Claro.
forgot to share some good news with you. 30% of the proceeds from the festival have been transferred to Yai Publishing House. We are expecting record profit this month. Don't you think congratulations are in order?
What?
Well, boss, I guess congratulations are in order. This is our 333rd time competing against Yai Publishing House in sales, and our best showing to date. Second place.
May this be a night of sweet dreams for all.